And a big welcome back to Yak City Gaming, everybody, as once more we're going to pick up the Montreal Canadiens Be a GM mode here on the PS3. So, of course, we just finished up November in our last episode. We had that big trade that sent Nordy out of town. We picked up Johnny Boychuk and Riley Smith. So, two solid additions from the Boston Bruins. I know Boychuk is actually on the Islanders. Of course, if you remember, we started this Habs mode way back in September before the trade happened, so that'll explain everything for you guys who didn't quite catch it in the Be a GM mode last episode. So we're going to simulate all the way up to the All-Star break, and we'll get going right away here. First up is the Avalanche. We're 10-11-4 with Pacioretty leading the way in goals with 10, and a 6-5 win, and Johnny Boychuk improves that plus-minus to a team leading plus 12. And PK Subban picked up an assist, and the Wild will roll over them, and again another win, and the Habs are now having a winning record at 12-11-4. Next up are the Chicago Blackhawks and Dallas Stars. Marian Hossa is having an unreal year, so is Patrick Kane, and it's another win nonetheless, and let's see how we can roll over the Stars. And here we go, another win, make it 4 in a row for the Montreal Canadiens. That's not bad at all. And so, once we get to the All-Star break, we'll take a look at the stats and see how everyone's performing. We'll take a look at the AHL, see if anyone down there's worthwhile. We'll see by then if we're in a winning chance. Maybe get Connor McDavid. I know that's stereotypical of this NHL 15 Be a GM mode for anybody. But hey, it's something that anybody wants and everybody could have if their team sucked. But of course, some people try to win the cup right out of the gate. Some try to rebuild, of course, winning Connor McDavid, however that goes. So Max Pacioretty with 12 goals, PK Subban with 21 assists. Now on a 2-game losing streak after losses to the Canucks and to the Kings, pardon me. And next up is the Hurricanes after 2 days off for the Habs. And I'm not too sure how the Habs are doing in real life here. I'm actually going to take a look on the NHL app. And that's a 6-5 loss, not in overtime, so that hurts. But a big 5-goal effort for the Habs nonetheless. And another 6-5 loss, that's an OT loss, so that's better off as Pacioretty picks up 2 goals in that game. And we're off to a better start now, in the losing ways at least. And we'll see how we can do against Senators here. Hopefully pick up a W. No, that'll be another 1-goal loss. And Travis Moan is out for some time. Of course, I kept Moan on here. I just like Moan for what he can do. And it looks like the Montreal Canadiens, now that I'm checking my app, are actually leading the league with 23 games played and 33 points in those 23 games. So, hey, not a half bad Be a GM mode to choose, especially with the way the Habs are going so far. And it looks like Willie Mitchell is on waivers. We will not pick him up. There's no point in picking up that contract. Just pardon me while I text during the Christmas break. And Travis Moan is ready to come back. We'll give them the assistant line best lines. And here against the Hurricanes and Panthers out of the Christmas break. The Hurricanes are actually 19-13-3. They're doing a lot better in this game than in real life. And Panthers, well, we expect them to suck, but we get shut out. Come on! How does that happen? So we'll move into January, where Max Pacioretty has 15 goals through the first 3 months of the season. So he's not exactly lighting it up, but PK Subban has those 25 assists, and Johnny Boychuk is still leading the way with plus-minus at 10. And that'll be a win for Carey Price to push his team leading 13, and the Habs are within 1 game of striking even. They'll lose to the Penguins and go 2 below. And you know what, we're probably sitting middle of the pack right now, and that's all fine and dandy, but we need to either move our way to the top or move our way to the bottom. sitting in the middle is not going to land us a good prospect at all. And if we want playoffs, well, then we have to move to the top, and that's going to be hard to do against the Eastern Conference, it looks like, this year in NHL 15 in this first season of the Habs Be mode. So we'll actually set up a coaching assignment to the OHL come around All-Star time. That'll be one big thing we do. And it looks like Max Pacioretty may lead the way here against the Penguins. And come on. That's a 3-2 loss, and Pacioretty doesn't record a goal. That hurts, as he's in danger of only picking up one goal through half a month here in January. That would really hurt. I mean, he's at 16 and he's well on his way to 20, but 20 is not what you want out of Pacioretty. We're looking for 40 this year, and he's really not picking it up halfway through the month at only 16 in January. There's 17, so hey, he's picked up 2 goals this month. Give him a little bit of credit, why don't I? And the Habs are once more within a game of striking even, and it's against the New York Islanders, and we'll see what they can do here. And that's a huge 2-1 win. Pacioretty picks up another goal, and PK Subban is 1 assist away from 30 on the season. And this is going to be an awesome finish here against Nashville, and then we'll head into the All-Star break and see what we can get going. And come on, that's a W against Nashville. 20-19 and 6 on the season, so that's 46 points heading into the All-Star break. We really need to get the gears going down the stretch, but hey, we're doing all right going into the All-Star break, so almost time for us to take a look at the schedule down the stretch, and then also take a look at the standings and some prospects. Yes, we want to stop simulating on this All-Star game, and why not? Blue All-Stars, this should be that's the West team, never mind. We'll take a look at the East team. Ovechkin, Crosby, Kessel, Zetterberg, Stamkos, Ryan, Giroux, Taves, Camilleri, Fleischmann, Krejci, Ennis. Subban is one representative, and it looks like he is the lone representative for the Habs, as Martin Brodeur is somehow an all-star still. I don't even know where he's playing, probably with New Jersey. Let's take a look at those standings. So San Jose is leading the way in the Pacific, Colorado in the Central, Tampa Bay in the Atlantic, and Montreal is way outside of a playoff picture, down around 6th spot in the Atlantic Division, and New Jersey is the other team leading the Metropolitan. So that'll shake up for some interesting playoff hockey down the stretch. I know I'm saying that too much. I don't know why. That's the first time I've ever used that phrase, so something's going on. And it looks like PK Subban's 29 assists isn't even good enough to crack the top 8. Points, ain't nobody good enough on the Habs. And wins, Carey Price is in the 8-hole. Good to go. Anything else? We're scanning, looking, nothing. So we'll take a look at some stats here. Player stats, we'll start off with the NHL, and we'll let that load and get going right away. And Beaulieu has nothing, Bourneval has 4, Boychuk has 10, Desharnais has 16, Eller 20, Emlyn 6, Galchenyuk 19, Gallagher 27, Gilbert 7, Malhotra 7, Markov, hey, 27, that's pretty good. Moan 8, Pacioretty has 33, so he needs to pick up the assist game just a little bit. Parenteau 17, he needs to pick it up. Plekanec, he has 29, can't complain. Trust with 8. Smith with 22, so he's doing all right. PK Subban leading the way with 39. That is pretty good. And Weaver has 4, and Weiss has 13. Let's take a look at the AHL. And it looks like Tim Bozon has 27 points in 43 games played. He's in 68 overall. Gabriel Dumont has 26, so he's doing pretty good. McEnroe has 28, so he's alright. Charles Hudon has 27. And Christian Thomas has 25. So a few guys doing pretty good. We're going to take a look at the goaltending. And Peter Budaj, he's not bad. Joey McDonald, not bad either. McDonald has actually outplayed Budaj. But of course, being only 78 overall, he doesn't get as many starts. So we'll take a look at the progress reports, and we'll keep simulating in a moment. See who's grown, who's made some progress. So Galchenyuk's picked up 6 attributes, not bad at all. And he appears to be the only one. Yep, he's the only one. So we'll see who's picked it up. There we go. Not bad. 69. 67 for Fournier. Quite a few guys picking up good amounts of attributes. So I can't really complain. Looks like the farm team's not doing half bad. We'll actually take a look at their record. 21, 17, and 5, so even better than the Canadiens, which is awesome. So shall we continue simulating to the trade deadline, and then we'll make another episode out of that, and we'll call it good. So the Canadiens looking to turn things around, heat up towards the trade deadline, maybe make a big acquisition, and push for a cup run. We have the amount of team to do it. We just need to figure out who to move at the right time. So that'll start with a game against Dallas. And a big win here as Tyler Seguin has 24 goals, but we trump him. And next up is the Rangers. And come on, boys. Oh, 3-2 loss. So we win 3-2 and then lose 3-2. That hurts, but Pacioretty picks up 21 goals through January with one more game remaining. Sorry, I forgot January has 31 days. That's kind of embarrassing. Well, we'll get going here against the Capitals, and come on, 4-3 win. There we go. 22, 20, and 6. So we're up to 50 points, and we'll assistant best lines there. And now 23, 20, and 6. Pacioretty heating up. That's what we'd like to see. Tyler Ennis is beast moding for the Sabres, who somehow are 21, 26, and 3 or something stupid like that, and they win against us, so why not contribute to them being unrealistically good? And next up is the Jersey Devils. Pacioretty has 23 goals, Subban with the 31 assists. Boychuk's plus minus has slipped, and hey, this is an interesting one. Curtis Glencross for a second and a third. That dumps. What's Glencross looking at? He's an 84. Who do we got on left wing? Got Pacioretty, Moan, and Prust. Yeah, I'm not going to take it. For sure not. That just doesn't make enough sense. Although it would be nice to stack up with Glencross. Not exactly the deal we're looking for right now. Because that would move Weiss out of the lineup. And I like Weiss grinding on the fourth line, so it's all good. Can't be stacking up too much. That would also have to move Galchenyuk off of the second line, which I'm not willing to do yet. He's been alright, not performing great, but he'll pick it up and get going a little bit better. Hopefully towards the end of the season if we continue to heat up. And let's get this scout assignment corrected. We want to scout in the OHL forwards for 6 weeks. Now let's keep simulating. So a 4-3 win against Boston that I haven't told you guys about. That's pretty huge. And Tokarski for a 3rd round pick. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And a 3-1 win against Philly. And look at that. Max Pacioretty has 26 goals. Oh, boy, this is going to be good towards the finish. PK Subban with 34. So they have 60 points between the top 2 scorers. So I try to aim for at least 100 between the top 2 scorers. And it really looks like the Calgary Flames are intent on getting rid of Curtis Glencross. And you know what? McCarron, oh boy, this is a tough one. But you know what? It's even worse than the last one, so we'll decline that. If they offer something at the trade deadline in the next episode, you know what? We'll take Glencross at that point, depending on where we are. If we're at the point where we're tanking, we'll tank. But if we can pick up Glencross and actually make a playoff run with him, hey, that's not a half bad addition. So the 25-27-3 Oilers roll into town. And what are we going to do against them? Anaheim also wants to trade for Tokarski, not happening. Come on, let's get this Oilers game over with. And a 5-0 loss. I just don't even have words for the logic going into the Habs right now. This has not been a consistent effort all around. Brandon Prust is injured for 6 days. Keep note of that. Somebody's in there that shouldn't be. We'll figure it out. Next up is the rival Leafs. This should be a good game, as Kessel and Van Riemsdyk are even for the amount of points we have. Heck no, we're better in top leading scorers. It looks like Tim Gleason for McCarron and Hudon, and that's not happening. I like Hudon. He may be a 4th liner in the future. Heck, maybe even a 3rd liner. I don't know much about the kid. I'll have to do some research, but he might play into the future, so can't risk it yet, especially if we're tanking and rebuilding after this year. The Red Wings are red hot. Datsuk and Zetterberg are doing not bad at all. Jimmy Howard has 20 wins. He won less win than Carey Price. And that'll be a 4-1 loss. And now we've lost a bunch of guys. We have to get our lineups right here. Assistant coach best lines. Let's see what those look like. Where's Desharnais? It's an issue. Why is he scratched? I honestly don't know what's going in here. These are some wacky assistant coach lines, I must say. Bourneval has to be scratched. There we go. And Malhotra will draw back in. There we go. That looks more like a realistic Montreal Canadiens lineup. Riley Smith on the top line. I like that. That's a dynamic coupling with Max Pacioretty. Sniper, player, playmaker, and power forward. That's a good combination right there. So let's get to that trade deadline, shall we? And then end this. And here we go against Senators. That's a 4-3 loss. John Erickson, no thank you. Against the Cats, and that's a 4-3 win. Max Pacioretty gets some big-time goals. And we're 26, 26, and 6, so still middle of the pack, not really having a big impact on where we're going yet. If we can squeak into the 8th spot in the East, we might have a shot, but if not, we have to look at trading away a big piece like a Pacioretty just to land Connor McDavid. I don't know if we're willing to do that, but look at this. Once more, here comes the Calgary Flames with Curtis Glencross, and that's not happening. That is a terrible trade offer for us. Even though they are 2016 picks, we could really use those in 2 or 3 years. Like a second-round pick in 2016. I'm not sure how deep that draft class is, but that may turn out to be a good second liner in the future. And to pick up Curtis Glencross for possibly just to trade him away at the end of the year, not worth it. Now here's a funny one. Thomas Caberlet ended up with the New York Rangers. Something we might have seen before? Just a little. Max Pacioretty, almost 30 goals. He's got 29 now. And a 4-3 loss against the Blues. So we've lost and won our past 3 games by a score of 4-3. That's quite interesting. I like these little trends you get to see when you're simulating. And that's a 3-1 win against Columbus. And I'd like to thank you guys who have stuck around to the 20th minute. It's been quite insane here, making our most progress in the GM mode we have in any other episode. And we're about through with the Leafs. And it's a 7-6 win. All right. Another trade offer to decline. And Max Pacioretty has 32 goals. PK Subban with 44 assists, y'all. And we'll continue. And let's get through this Sharks game and on to the trade deadline. Here we go. Any moment, Sharks. Let's get a final score, guys. Oh, Glencross trade, go away. Sick of that bullshit. There we go. So 4-1 win, and that's how it'll roll, boys. Thank you for tuning into this edition of the Montreal Canadiens Be a GM mode here on Yak City Gaming. As always, so long.